How do you power a small island? That's the question I'm answering in today's video. I'm here today in the Gili Islands in Indonesia, and there's something strange about this place. I can't hear any combustion engines whatsoever. No cars, no motorbikes, no diesel generators. So I'm wondering, where do they get their power from? And how do they power all the devices that run this beautiful tropical island? In today's video, I'm on a mission to find out. So, let's jump into it. So here in Gili Island, it's so small that there are no motor vehicles. It's purely horse transport. Now they do have scooters, but that is an electric scooter. It doesn't make any noise. And other than that, they've got bikes, but I can't hear a single internal combustion engine. And that got me thinking, seeing these power cables, I've been wondering, how do you power a small island? Is there a big generator somewhere? Are there cables going under the sea from the mainland that supply the power? Is there a huge solar array? I'm gonna find out. So we've just dropped off the laundry, and obviously they need electricity to power a washing machine and tumble dryer unless they're doing it all by hand. It's amazing to see all of these electric scooters and all of the lights are LED. Now I can see a clue above me because there's a big pylon up here with some big high voltage cables going off in that direction. So if we follow it, we might find a power plant. We got waylaid by a romantic candlelit dinner on the beach. And we didn't manage to find the power station yet, but I will tomorrow. Paparazzi. I have a question. Do you know where the power station is?
I don't know, because I'm not local people.
Oh, okay.
I'm just working here.
Just working. So you haven't seen the power station? No? Okay, we'll keep looking. Hello.
Hello.
Do you know where the power station is?
Yes.
Where is it?
Yo, dia ku tahu bahasa Inggris.
Excuse me, do you know where the power station is? Hello? Do you know where the power station is?
Pardon?
Do you know where the power station is?
Power station like this one?
Yeah.
On the north of this island.
Okay, over there.
Go that way.
Yeah. Turn right.
You can find the badminton land.
Yeah.
After that, you go straight to the north. Power
Perfect.
station.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
One thing I love about this place is people are just so friendly. They're like super willing to help. Everyone's friendly, they're willing to chat, give you directions, and they don't want anything back from you. They're very generous people. Unlike in some countries where you go there and they just see tourists and they see pound signs, it's not like that here. They're really just here to help and to support anyone who's visiting their island, and I love that. So here above the streets there are cables running that look like mains power cables. In fact, if I take a look at this particular power pole, it looks like stringing from one property to the next. Where does the power come from? Well, here's an interesting find. Look at this, right? So we've got some LED lights rigged up off a socket that's hanging off a tree that's fed from some wires that are twisted together that come along and along and along and overhead. They go to an extension lead here. They're all twisted together and then they go to that house. I'll be honest, I've been here 2 days and I have seen some of the maddest wiring I've ever seen in my life in this place. Just absolutely shocking. And yet, nobody seems to really care. Everything works, more or less. People have the power that they need and nobody's died, as far as I know. It's kind of weird sometimes, you know, I have in my head implanted, fixed, imprinted by the British way of doing things, these very high safety standards that are based on many years of engineering and calculations, and yet you come to a place like this and people just twist wires together, lash stuff in, and yet the number of fatalities is surprisingly low compared to what you might think. So I've reached a kind of T-junction here where the wires seem to split off in one direction over there and another direction over here. And then it looks like they've actually got a separate pole for fibre. Amazingly, they've got fibre internet in a place like this, which is incredible. However, it looks like it's been slung in, and to be honest, the internet speed is pretty low here. Right, well, it feels like we're getting closer here because look what I found. There is a transformer. It's got a big lightning bolt on it saying danger, and it looks like this kind of three-phase distribution system here. You've got three lights, RST. I'm presuming that's the three phases, red, yellow, blue, or whatever. There's a cat meowing at me from the tree. I hope the cat's not going to climb this transformer because it might not end well. But it does say on here 400 volt, 200 kilo, 400 amps. So clearly there is some kind of high voltage power coming into here and then being distributed out from there. I can't see a voltage on the transformer up there, but I'm guessing it's probably 11,000 volts, maybe 22,000 volts, but let me know in the comments if you know any better. Now what I find most worrying is all of those cables that come out of this control box are going through a metal hole with no grommets or anything like that. Massive great gaping hole underneath. No idea if it's going to short out at any moment or not. And it looks like there's maybe an earth electrode going down in here, just buried into the concrete foundation. It looks like someone's been having a barbecue here as well, and using an old fan cover, which is quite innovative, let's say. Greetings from Indonesia. I'm hiking up a small mountain to an amazing viewpoint. I'm in one of the most remote parts of Raja Ampat. And I've just filmed a video about an island here that is so small, they power the entire island from a tiny generator. I found some of the most shocking electrics I've ever seen in my life. So this video today that you're watching is not sponsored. I'm going to sponsor it by our channel memberships today because we have so much exclusive content that we put out for our channel members. I have over 40 videos that are exclusively for channel members where I show the behind the scenes of me running the business. Every week I do a vlog that I share with channel members, and on top of that we share early access to all of our videos to channel members, and there's loads of other perks. So if you would like to get more artisan content and support the channel, click the join button next to subscribe. For less than the cost of a beer every month, you get loads of perks, and it really helps us here at Artisan Electrics. Anyway, back to the video. It looks very interesting.
Okay.
How does it work?
This
Yeah.
for material.
And you just plug it in to charge? Yeah. How far does it go with one charge? How many kilometers?
15 kilo per 1 day.
18 kilometers. That's good. Yeah. And you just brake and accelerator is this?
Yeah.
You just boom boom.
Yes, like motorbikes.
It's fast?
Yeah.
Nice. So they seem to have two types of electric scooter. One is this new type, which is quite small and compact, and then the other seems to be these, which are basically like your typical moped, except they've been converted from internal combustion to electric, which is quite fascinating. And some of them look pretty ancient. So somebody out there is doing some decent conversions. So now I've found the junction point where these real high voltage lines come across. You can see the three wires there that are basically bare copper going across. And then here it sort of splits off from those. And it looks like you've got high voltage line going to that transformer over there. And then another high voltage line going to that transformer. Presumably there's another transformer over there. So we're getting warmer. So it feels like we're getting warmer. These overhead wires are leading to something, but we've got another transformer here. So up here we found some kind of high voltage switch, which means I think we're getting warmer. I think we might have found it. There's a big humming noise coming from this direction. Let's see what it is. Well, there's definitely a lot of electrical equipment here. Look at that. I think it's actually a mobile phone tower. And it's pretty huge, covered with antennas and satellite dishes, but it seems to have quite a few generators and other things whirring away at the bottom here. However, I don't think this is the power station. I think this is just the telecommunications base for the island, because I can't see any high voltage cables overhead coming into here. But it's certainly interesting to see how the whole comms for the island is basically running off a couple of really old generators and lots of hotchy-potchy wiring. There's also a massive hole here that could be a dangerous trap for a small child. Well, I thought we'd hit the jackpot, but that is not it. And those high voltage cables keep on going toward the beach, bizarrely. Sorry, I just have to point out this wiring here. I don't know if you can see that, but that is absolutely dodgy. Look, this light here is just, it's in a glass bottle. Might even be a plastic bottle, actually. That is well bad. So here we've got yet another transformer, and this looks like a really old one. Unindo. Wonder what that means. And here's a prime example of those fibre connections that I was talking to you about. Possibly the reason why they're not so reliable is the fact that they're just exposed to the rain like that. And in the rainy season, I can't imagine it does them much good to get filled with water like that. Well, this seems to be a never-ending task. I'm just following these high voltage cables, and every time I think I get near to the end, they seem to branch off and go in another direction. Maybe I'm being naive here. Maybe that's why it's called the grid, because it's just like a grid that goes around a circle. But at some point, there must be a source of power. However, talking of sources of power, there's an interesting one here right next to me. They seem to burn the coconut husks as a source of fuel to, for example, make barbecues, to cook on, you know, boil water and stuff like that and cook at home, I guess. Coconut husks is a really good eco-friendly way of creating heat. They grow quickly and they burn nice and hot when they're dried out. Hello! Trying to find the beach. Well, I seem to have found a dead end. This high voltage cable line ends just above me here with another transformer, which leads me to believe that I've been on some kind of wild goose chase, because I still haven't found a power station. So the question is, where is the flipping power station? However, there is something interesting here behind this stop, danger, do not enter sign. It looks like a water treatment plant. Let's have a quick sneaky look. So there's a big pond of some sorts there. And I can hear some kind of pumps and filters whirring away, which leads me to believe that probably here they have either desalination for their water, because I'm very close to the beach now, or they have some kind of borehole which they're drawing water from underground. I'm guessing on an island like this, even if you draw water from underground, it's going to be quite salty anyway, and therefore they're filtering it, taking the salt out, and it creates some kind of source of drinking water for locals. I would not drink it, so I think they have a steady supply of mineral water in bottles for the tourists. But interesting to see where they get their water from. However, I'm about to reach the beach now and I've still not found the elusive power station. It seems to keep escaping me. So I'm going to go back to my apartment. I'm going to ask the guy where we're staying, because he seems like the kind of guy who knows his stuff. But first, a cocktail. What are you having?
Gin and sin.
Oh, gin and sin.
Yeah.
Sounds very sinful. Make that too. Okay, well, a couple of cocktails down, and I'm not in any kind of position to interview the proprietor now. So it's going to have to wait till tomorrow. But there is something I have to mention to you guys first, is that 74% of you, I've discovered recently, are not subscribed, who watch our videos regularly, and that doesn't make any sense. So if you want to see the end to this video And if you want to see another video like it very soon, you need to hit that subscribe button, and it really does help the channel to grow. Support a random runner in Indonesia. So, hit a subscribe and let's move on. Meet Made, our landlord for our stay here in Gili Islands. I'm going to ask him a few questions because he's the kind of guy who's been around the block and knows his stuff. So yesterday I was searching around everywhere around the island, following the cables.
Yeah.
You know, where is the power station? I can't find the power station anywhere.
From around 2000, we have a big generator in the island. So that's supporting for the electric all around the island.
Yeah.
But that's not working all the time. I think for one day only 8 hours. Starting from 2006, they connecting from Lombok the cable under the ground to coming here.
Okay. Where does the cable go? Under the sea?
Under the sea.
Is it buried in the sand or just?
They have like heavy things to
weight it down.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Do they use electric pumps to get the water up?
Yes. They're using now.
So do you have your own
Well
here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have at the back there.
Okay.
So that we're using for placing the toilet.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All the stuff that doesn't need to be
Yeah.
too clean for drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the drinking, you filter it or something?
For drinking, we buy the
You buy it?
gallon water.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And everyone's riding electric scooters here, so why is that?
It's more easy.
Yeah.
So if they bring something from Lombok, if it for 1-2 box, they can bring it.
But instead of a motor, like combustion engine, they use electric.
Yeah.
So no petrol.
It's no noise also.
It's illegal to have
It's
normal
illegal.
car or
A normal
motorbike?
car
Yeah.
is not legal. Yeah.
Not legal. Yeah.
Yeah.
And normal motorbike.
Motorbike also no.
So there's no petrol on this island really, not needed other than for boats.
They need petrol because of the boat.
For the boats.
Yeah.
And to charge the electric bikes, they just plug into a
Yeah.
socket.
Yeah.
Because you have one here, I see.
Yeah. Yeah.
And how long does it take to charge it up?
Yeah. 3-4 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how many miles can you go with this, or kilometers?
Mostly 30.
30
Yeah.
kilometers?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Do you have to buy this from Lombok? Or something?
From Lombok. Yeah. Now I think the government of Indonesia, they make it this electric, so make it less the petrol.
Okay, so
Yeah.
make it cheaper for you
Yeah.
to be more affordable.
Yeah.
That's good.
And also the motorbike more bigger now they make it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So because if you taking all the time the petrol, how long gonna be stay? You know,
Exactly.
maybe not for long.
Yeah.
Also, they try to make it the car electric also. Yeah.
Yeah. In England, we have a lot of electric cars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very popular.
Popular now.
Maybe
Yeah.
10%.
Yeah. Here in Indonesia, they have the material to make the battery. So
Yeah.
only maybe the knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah, to make it proper and more good quality.
Yeah.
So they can, can grow up for that.
Yeah, because you said you have nickel mines here.
Yeah.
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 So
So that's only the knowledge.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll leave a link in the video so that if people want to come to stay here, then they can find out more about your place.
Thank you.
Maybe you'll
Yeah.
have some more visitors from watching our YouTube channel.
Thank you. Yeah. I love to being sharing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing your time with us.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
And the final question I have to ask you is, where is the power station?
Power station mostly in Lombok, but here also there is the electric like office. I think I will show you. There is the I think still some generator there.
Okay.
And some people work for the maintenance, the
They do
electric. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to meet them.
Yeah, I can show you. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah.
So how would I summarise my time here in Gili Well, it's been quite fascinating to discover the intricacies of how an island is powered. And it turns out it was something rather unexpected. A power cable, high voltage, running under the sea to power this island. I've certainly learned something. I hope you guys have enjoyed it too. If you have, hit a thumbs up, share the video out with somebody else, and think about subscribing, because I'm out here in Southeast Asia for a few more months and I'd quite like to make some more content like this, but I'm only going to do it if I know that you guys will enjoy it too. If you'd like to see some more island adventures, why not drop some comments letting me know some other islands that might be worth visiting. For example, I'd love to see an island that is powered purely by solar and battery storage, but I don't know if any exist, so I'll let you guys do some research for me. Either way, I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. If you have, why not sit back and watch this video here where I show off some crazy electrics in Thailand, or watch this video here where I show you why I'm out here in Southeast Asia in the first place.